Well, good evening, all my little bunnies and mice. Minnie Mouse here tonight with you, and well, this is all about showing off my new outfit I've been making. So, start with showing it off, and we'll talk about it a little bit and all the fun of it. Well, I hope you all got a good view there. I'm doing my best. I can't see the screen as well without my glasses on, and well, did my best. So, overall, this project was fun. I started with just the bloomers and thought that'd be a fun thing to try. See if I can do that. And lo and behold, yeah, I did that. That didn't take too much effort. And then I was like, the dress looks pretty cute. Maybe I should try that. And so I started with the skirt part. And it was like a bodice. Well, that's easy. I can make those with my eyes closed. And then the jacket, I was like, well, that's easy. Tails for the feet. They're just little tails on an elastic band in a tube of satin. So, boom. Tights are tights. Already had those. I added these the fluff wrist cuffs that I'd already had because I thought they added something to the party. The ear mount was a little interesting. They're not perfect, but they do their job. Um, and I added some flowers to them because, well, I had some flowers left from everything else I'd done here. Now, the skirts themselves are fully pleated, which means each of the 3 layers is 180 inches around and then folded over onto itself about every 1.5 to 2 inches. So to make this, I would have to have this giant ring of 180 inches, which I would then fold over onto itself, go for 2 more inches, fold over again, go over, fold over, keep going for the full around. And because of everything that's involved, I made the waist 60 inches. I'm not small, okay, I'm not that big, but when you're adding costuming and needing for extra room, 60 inches, not thinking too hard. And I did that for all 3 layers. So pin, fold, double fold, make sure everything's lined up, pin, double fold, make sure everything's lined up, pin, then sew, then repeat on the next 180-inch circle over and over again. The bodice is pretty basic. It's satin lined and satin on the outside, so comfy on both directions. Made a cute little bow on these little buttons at Joann's. So they added to the party, and yeah, I was happy with that. The flowers, I might have wanted something a little bit bigger, but I was okay with what I found for the price. Now, I found better flowers. Don't get me wrong, I found awesome flowers. problem is finding awesome flowers that are not like $6 to $12 per flower. Now, to make a row of flowers around a dress, at this size, I had 23 flowers. Now, if I were to buy the bigger, slightly nicer ones, I might have only needed about a dozen. But a dozen flowers at $7 a flower, that's like $84 just in flowers. I was trying to do this on a budget, not on a throw all my money away game. My buttons alone were like $9. Thankfully, I had coupons. That's why they were that cheap. But these flowers I did find, they came with stems, which I had to snip off every single stem with the wire cutters. They were like $10 for a 25 pack. So I had to get a 25 pack of the light pink and of the darker pink. Not too bad. And I still have most of about a pack worth total because 23 down there, 4 up here. So not too bad. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of them as far as projects go, but I got something to work with if I want to. I decided instead of using a lace or a ruffle trim on the jacket, just go with the matching fur to the undies, which was pretty simple to deal with. I did make the tail bigger than it originally was because after I started to work on the next stages, I looked at it and thought, tail looks too small. So I increased the tail. It was originally a 20-inch circumference. I increased that to I think I wound up with a 34, 36-inch circumference. I can't remember for sure. It's the pattern he cut out for the footballs is in the other room. Fun trick when making a sphere, make a length for half of the circumference you want, fold it in half and in half again, and remember that you're going to want to make 4 of those, so half of your length is going to be your width of this football. So do your math, subtract things out, then cut kind of a curving arc. You end up with effectively a football shape. Make 4 of them, sew them together. Ta-da! Bunny tail. Well, round fluff bunny tail. Shaped bunny tail is a completely different game. I've done those too. Just not for this project because it didn't match the original source material. So, yeah. The feet tails, I think I did 7-inch, so 14-inch circumference tails. I just made a little tube of satin with the elastic in the middle of it, sewed them shut. Ta-da! Goes on the feet. Tights, just happened to have those around, so close as I could. I would like to get some patterned tights like they have in Tokyo Disney and on my art of this, but you can only work with what you can get. I couldn't find any in big size, so I had to just say, no, solid pink's good enough. I also have solid white, so I can go with that too, depending on my mood. Or I could go with none and just have black legs, because Minnie Mouse legs are automatically black. So that's an option, but I feel like adding something helps. The ears, it's not perfect, but it does stay up there. It's a little crooked in this picture right now, but without taking everything off, I can't really fix that. But I made a small foam base there, which I put fur on top of and sewed flowers to. And the ears have a foam base to them. They have a satin on the inside and fur that matches the shorts on the outside. Same fur on the little mounting square. This ribbon that's going down and around behind the ears, behind the head. And then 2 ribbons going from behind each ear down to the base, which is actually what's helping them not be just flopped forward. without having to add too much any kind of metal supports. They can still, be a little floppity if necessary, but not be too floppy. I think I pushed that a little bit. That's good. I'm looking at this stuff in video. It's actually reversed. So keep wanting to do this like I'm looking in a mirror when I'm really needed to do this. The wristbands I've had for a while. They're just a construct I did ages ago for Christmas outfits. Long pal fur, make a tube, put elastic in the middle of it, sew the tube shut. Ta-da. Easy peasy. Want them wider? Make your piece of fur wider. Want them skinnier? Skinnier. Want them for your legs? Longer. I have quite an array of these things in my collection now. Not just these ones and the ones I made out of the cutoffs from when I was doing the trim for this. Because that's where those cuffs I had in the last video came from. I was doing the trim on the jackety part. I used 2 full runs of the length of fur that was being used for that and sewed them together because I knew it was well over the 60 inches wide that the fabric was. So I was making these seam points in the back where people won't see them, where they're joined. You don't see it too much anyway in these cases, but it does help to hide them if you can. So I started at the very top and very bottom on the back because it just actually wraps all the way around. And I just started with, sewed the one pair together, pinned everything up. When I met at the other end, sewed them there and pinned them together and sewed them together and just chopped them off. And they were then equal lengths, so perfect to make a pair of cuffs out of. They were actually the exact right length. I was like, I couldn't have planned that any better. And the runoff from the sleeves, they were just one piece. It was like right around the right length for the collar, so ta-da, did that too for no apparent reason. But why make scraps? You can make a thing. Now the jacket is actually sewn onto the top of the bodice to help support it and keep everything in place when I'm wearing it. I did have to put on some straps underneath the jacket to help support the bodice a little better. And they're not really overly visible. They definitely help with making the dress stay up where it needs to. The shorts mostly stay up. If I get too active, they start to slide down, but I can definitely feel it. So if they start to go, I can easily recognize and pull up my drawers. But that takes a lot of activity to make them want to fall down. So not too worried there. Apparently I can make the ears accidentally flop forward if I'm not paying attention and start bumping into things with my head because it'll misalign the whole world. That happened in the photographs that I did the other day, and I didn't realize it till after I was half done, and Autumn said, "Is your ear supposed to be flopped down?" I was like, "No." Is it? Fixed. Okay, I'll take some more shots. Which means I took a lot more shots than I was expecting to. Overall, I'm really pleased with how this turned out. Everything is absolutely comfortable. It's all satin lined, so totes good on the not irritating fabrics. It's comfortable. It's not too warm. It's not adding too much. Because Minnie being effectively lycra pretty much ever over my head, a little warm is not necessarily a bad thing. Very important thing to note. If you're ever around me and I'm either in this or in Mewtwo and you think, I'm a help, I'll blow fat on you and make you feel better. No. I'm probably cold, unlike all the other fursuiters. The only place that's warm is my head. And you blowing air on my body does not fix my head. You blowing air in my mouth is awkward and uncomfortable. And I hate breathing in forced fan air, so Not helpful either. Also, since Minnie doesn't have a mouth hole, the only entrance is the eye holes. And, uh, yeah, that'll help. Yeah, I'll just blow air on my eyeballs. That's how I fix. I get better when I blow air on my eyeballs. Silly children. Um, and as far as on the pantaloon, the bloomer, I did go with a ruffled lace, similar to the way I just explained how that skirt worked, just with a thin strip of folded over satin, just then doubled over, over and over again, all the way around the holes. And ta-da, satin. The bloomer does have a foam construct around the waist belly part. It's only about yay wide. This is just to give it a little bit of a skeletal structure, so it holds together better and holds a shape. Then once I'd had that sewn into place, and I was almost finished with sewing the final parts of it, I filled it with polyfill to give it poof, so it looks more poof. And helps it stay on better, gives a little bit more stability, and makes it a little more comfy. So you have a little bit of a cushion as opposed to just being sitting on pretty much a bare bum. Yeah, that's pretty much the story of this suit. I'm really happy with it. I look forward to take it out maybe on an Easter. I could go out and hit some of the parks around here. See if there's any children to entertain. Probably bring it to Anthrocon. Knock on wood that'll happen. That Anthrocon will be there next year. Yeah. So if any of you little mice or bunnies out there have any questions about this, please feel free to ask. If the big question is, will I make one of these for you? The answer is no. When I make this kind of a project, I'm often just making it once, and I'm like, and I'm done. I did the thing. I can walk away from this. I love it, but I'm done. I don't want to do it again. Do I want to make more? Yes. I've actually already started on the dress. Yes. Will I keep doing this for ad nauseum? Probably. Because it makes me happy. I like to sew, I like to sew, I like to sew. But only when I get things out of it. Okay. Well, thank all you little mice and bunnies for watching me and paying attention. If you want to support me in any way here, like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the little bell, all that fun stuff that makes YouTube happy. Do that stuff. I did start a Patreon as of Sunday, so if you want to help control my videos at all, the tiers are pretty cheap. They start at $1, giving you options of telling me what to wear in a video. $5 gives the option to tell me a topic or a story you want me to talk about, or get a lot more in depth on. And $25, I just put it out there. I don't know what you'll want to get out of it, but I will definitely do my best to accommodate whatever how you want, as long as it's within the PG rated range. I don't really want to do anything adult here. I'm hoping to get monetized one day, and we don't want to mess that game up. So there's options. Not begging, just laying it out there. If this can support itself, help me support better equipment, go team. But for now, Minnie definitely wants to say thank you to all of you again. Please be good little mice and bunnies, and I will see you later on.